Hello, I'm Hellenic Film Society board member Kostandina Kaniugris-Skarzensky, and I'm joined by fellow board member Mary Miles. We welcome you to the Hellenic Film Society's March celebration of Greek women in the film industry for Women's History Month. Today, we have the great pleasure of speaking with actress and producer Tonia Sotiropoulou.
Hello, it's my absolute pleasure to be here. What an honor. And it's so amazing that we get to connect, although we're in different continents in the world. So thank you so much for honoring women.
Well, thank you for joining us. And by way of background, Tonia has an international film career as an actor and producer. Her film work includes collaborations with acclaimed directors such as Sam Mendes, Peter Strickland, and Palme d'Or winner filmmaker Vasilis Kekatos. She made her debut in Niko Perakis' Cool, Psychremia, and continued to notable performances in Hercules, Brotherhood, The Bachelor, Success Story, Man of God, Our Best Years, Τα καλύτερα μας χρόνια, Zoe, and Milky Way. Tonia belongs to a very select group of women, joining the ranks of Ursula Andress, Jill St. John, Jane Seymour, Halle Berry, and a few more. I don't want to miss. There's so many. Famke Janssen, Grace Jones, Barbara Bach, and you belong to the James Bond franchise, which is extraordinary to have a Greek woman in a James Bond. Alongside her work in cinema, Tonia is deeply committed to animal welfare and co-founded an animal rescue initiative in Greece dedicated to caring for stray animals. We're very happy to have this discussion with you today, Tonia. So thank you so much for being with us.
Me too. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words and your incredible introduction.
Well,
Honestly.
anyone who is not living in Greece, if you're a Greek abroad, the one thing that we all do when we watch a movie is look for the Greek names in movies.
Yes, absolutely. I do that too.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So when I saw your name in Bond, I was like, what? What is
Me
this?
too. Me too. I was like, what?
So tell us about that. That is a very notable club you're in, a very exclusive club of women. How was that casting process? Were you in Greece? Where were you when that happened, and how did that role come about for you?
No, so that was in 2011. I used to live in London. I lived in London for 8 years, and this is my second base, actually. This is where I work as well. So I was contacted by my agent back then. The Skyfall had already been casted. They were on shoot for 10 months. I had initially auditioned for one of the main parts, the one that Berenice Marlowe did so wonderfully. And then I thought that that was it. So 10 months later, I received an audition for the part of the third girl, which is a smaller part, but very significant for any actor. I think to be under that umbrella is absolutely, I feel that it is a gift from God or the universe, whatever people believe in. And I think it was just my lucky day because, quite frankly, I didn't have much to do in that audition. Um, and I've been thinking about that because there are certain days and, points in our lives that we carry a certain energy, I think, and that affects what people feel about us, how we connect with, people and projects and things that we want to manifest and things we want to do. So I feel it was a lucky day for me. And whatever is meant for you, I think is going to happen either way. So I'm happy that that was meant for me. And it was overall such a wonderful experience. And it happened when I was really early on in my career. I had done some feature films before that, like Barbarian Sound Studio by Peter Strickland was before that, although they came out during the same year. They both came out in 2012. But I felt that, oh my God, it's great. I'm in my 20s and this is how my career is going to roll. Things seem to be rather easy. I was mistaken, of course, because it's such a difficult profession. But yeah, it was a good year for me.
We'll take it, right? Never,
Yeah.
never say never. Wow, that was another Bond film.
Yeah.
So let's jump back a bit. When did you decide that you wanted to act, and how did you get cast in Cool or Siremia?
So this is what I've always wanted to do. Ever since I was a child, that's what I wanted to do. I felt a very deep connection to acting because I would interpret it back then the way I still interpret it now. That, when you're a child and you get to play with your toys and you create your own worlds, like the floor is lava, and, it's the Barbie's birthday. And when you know, play in the park and you're like, oh, there's an alien attacking me, all those wonderful worlds that children imagine, and we get to, experience that. And then life happens and you grow into being an adult, slowly and gradually, and all that magic fades. For some reason, I did not want that magic to fade away. So I felt, in order to keep this side of me, a good choice would be acting, and a good choice to express myself and my emotions and become all those different characters. So for me, even though I've been doing it for more than 20 years now, I'm 38 years old, professionally, I mean, it has never lost its magic. And I feel the same way every day I'm on set. Every day I get to, you know, read and feel comfortable, become a character.
Right. It's beautiful. I love that.
Are you an
Thank
only
you.
child?
No, I'm not.
I
I
am.
have
And
two brothers.
you have two brothers because we live in our imagination a lot as little kids.
We do, yeah. Yeah, I do. I still do.
Yeah.
I
That
think that's
childlike
how I
Same.
think.
wonder.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, everything that happens around us is pretty much horrific. Uh, but only if you only perceive it in that way, only if you look at the world in that way. There's good and bad. Um, there's a lot of evil and destruction in the world. A lot of anxiety and you know really bad emotions. But at the same time, there's a certain beauty to life and being alive that I do not want to overlook. I don't want that wave to take me under. So I really do believe in beauty and magic. And that's why I always keep dreaming, not only to manifest, but also to focus on the good side of being alive and being able to wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, I see the sun. There's another beautiful day. Hopefully, it will be a beautiful day. So, yeah. And I'm not an only child. I have two brothers. They're older than me. We have about 20 years difference of age,
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah. But I grew up, also playing in a house with them. Although they're older, they would always include me. Or
They're very
I would
nice.
include them in my world, to be fair. They would play Barbie with me, although they were in their 20s and that was a kid. But yeah,
Love
They're
that.
very nice. They're very good brothers.
they're good. They're
So
good brothers. Yeah.
we're celebrating women this month.
Mhm.
And so, what would you say is the biggest challenge facing women in the film industry?
Being a woman in general, you always have to prove yourself, that you can do things better or even better, I believe, but also good as men do. Because especially apart from being an actor, like when you're a producer, when you listen to a title, let's say, so the producer of this film, 9 out of 10 times what comes in people's heads, or the director is a male, is a man holding that
Mhm.
part. So I think it it's not only difficult in our profession, obviously, even including salaries. You see what's happening in the world, all those mega stars, women that have won Oscars, and at the same time, when they act opposite men that have won Oscars, they still pretty much get a lot more less
Right.
when it comes to their salary than men do. But this is a reflection of society. And that's why we need to be feminists. And that's why we need to support each other. Because at some point, it has to be Um, perito, sorry. Mm,
Necessary?
it has to be unnecessary. I really do believe that at some point the times would be right when you will feel that it's unnecessary to talk about equality, because obviously this is who we are and that this is how we are as people. We're just people, you know. We're not there yet. So there's a lot you need to face. Like on every other profession and in society, having all those multitasking roles of being a mother, of being someone who works, someone who like keeps their home, of being an actor that has to go to work, of being a good friend, of being a good partner. You just have to maintain all those main parts in your life at the same time. And it's a lot more difficult for women because we're much more easily judged because of what society is,
Right, right. The standards of society.
the standards of society. Yeah.
Yeah. And men are allowed to fail in this industry, and not so much in other industries, but in the film industry, they can have a bad performing film in the box office. And yet a
Not only
woman will
that,
take a very long time to recover from a poorly
Mhm,
performing film.
yes, not
And
only that, even because you're just growing older.
Right.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like when a man is in their 50s, they go like, he's so charming still. They
Mhm,
will never
mhm.
say, oh, he's not, um, a jeune actor anymore. Like he's, but for a woman, you see all this judgment going like, oh, she looks old. And you're like, she's 45.
Right.
It's so young. And she just decided not to have Botox. This is how humans actually look,
Right.
and they're much more beautiful. But if you look into biology, like the prime years of a woman is basically 40s until the 50s, when for men is 30s until their 40s,
Right.
biology ones. So that exactly that does not really make sense. And I'm just so appalled, especially by ageism, you know because there's a certain beauty to being in your 20s or like early 30s, but nothing can compete with the knowledge that you gain and how rooted you feel in yourself in your 40s or in
Right.
your 50s. And that's the beauty of it. And yeah, but men, they never really, they can grow old, but they age like a fine wine. That's what society thinks of them most of the times. But for women, it's like, oh, she's old.
Right.
She looks good because she has definitely done a lot of plastic surgery on her face. So let's break it down.
Right.
But random people, that
Of
don't
course.
know you, they've never met you. I think it's appalling.
And yet we have women breaking the mold like Meryl Streep, Sophia Loren. I mean, she's in her 80s and still a stunning woman. But what makes her stunning is the fact that she's so charming and captivating on screen still.
Hmm.
And so I
Absolutely.
think I think we're making progress. We're making progress, but we're not there yet.
We are making progress, and that's why it's very important to talk about those matters. It doesn't mean that it applies to a rule, that this is how it is. It's not
No,
the
of course.
same as it was 5 years ago. Absolutely not. But at the same time, it still exists. So that's why it's very important to underline it and, stand up for ourselves. And I believe in confidence, in cultivating confidence. And, no matter what happens around you, no matter what the standards of society is, always go against that wave and feel good about yourself. Try to cultivate confidence and what makes you feel good. And that is something that reflects on everything, I think.
Completely agree. So going back in time a little bit, did you have any mentors when you first started?
I have a lot of mentors still. I have a lot
Mhm.
of people that have influenced my life, and I will forever be grateful to the people that have opened doors for me. And that's what I have always been trying to do and taught to do to other people in my life, younger generation actors and actresses that I meet that are now in their 20s. If I can do something for someone, I will just do it. Um, my first mentors, I think, it would be my parents, because I think they raised me with good values and a good filter of what life is and how important it is to keep on being kind. And as my late dad used to say, you may fall down 7 times, but make sure you stand up 8. So I think I had very good role models growing up. And then people that I have met along my journey, like Nikos Perakis. You asked me a question before, but I kept on talking, so I forgot about that. Who helped me start my career by casting me, such a brilliant director, a living myth in his film. And he just met me through friends. And he was like, I have a part. It's like a small part, but would you like to do it? And I was like, yes, absolutely. I'd love to audition for you. And he's like, no, darling, I know when someone can do something and you can do it. It's fine. So let's do it. And he's someone that accompanies me um, until today. And his partner, Katerina Baker, is a, an amazing writer. Um, and, I still consult them. They're like parents to me. And then it's Giles Foreman, my acting coach, whom I love, and his family to me. I would always consult him. And now, you know, other mentors that have come into my life, like Dionysis Samiotis, who helped me get into producing because he acknowledged that talent in me and he helped me bring it to life. And, I have so many people that I believe in and they believe in me and I get inspiration from, and they are, my branch to hold on to. And I'm very grateful for that.
Beautiful.
That's amazing. So you talked about the difficulties of an actor's life a little bit. And I mean, we all know the audition process is relentless. You'll get 10 no's for the one yes. But what advice do you have for aspiring actors? And what's the best advice you received when you were a young actor going through this process?
Yes, auditions are absolutely awful. I mean, the process, especially nowadays, because 99% of it is by self tape, you know? So you lack the part of actually getting to know someone in person and getting their vibe and feeling the room, you can be misled. Although a part must be that could be right for you, at the same time, there must be little. There might be little that you know about the part or the background of the character or the script itself. So you might mislead yourself trying to create something. So that is very tricky. Um, I would just, the best advice I received, and I always recall it, especially for auditions that I go through that I really want to get the part or I'm interested in getting in that door, is just enjoy it. Like, actually enjoy it. Try to back off from the fact that you're being judged, because you're not really being judged. They are on your side. They want to find the perfect person for that part, and you could be it. So one is like to really breathe and enjoy the process as if you are on set, because that gives you a very good exercise, even if you don't get the part. And the other advice is, even if that doesn't go your way, as I said before, the things that are meant to go your way, if it's not that, it will be the next one. Just keep on going. Never, never, never give up. And I understand that it's difficult because it still happens to me, although I know the process very well. And I might not care 100% about the auditions that I go through over a year. If I have like 20 auditions, not all 20 of them would have the same, gravity in me. But there's like a couple that I really see myself in that part and want to get it. And when I don't, especially when you go through a process of like 2,000 people and you end up being in the final two, I just try not to be crushed. And this is something that I don't manage most of the times. But at the same time, the process of grief, of letting something go, is something very valuable for another character that you will create or for your next step. I think it just makes you stronger. But if you really feel that this is for you and this is what you want to do, never, ever, ever give up. And never overestimate your powers as well. Because an actor might be lucky enough to work for 2 years in a row, part after part after part, and then things might slow down for a couple of years. And I understand it's difficult because you feel that you can't express yourself, and you can't be, active. But at the same time, you really need to just, you know, not exactly hold back your tears, but take the time to observe the space, learn something new, see where you want to go, make use of every single hour through that process, whether that's an hour of you being on camera or on stage and working, or whether that's an hour that you just sit on your couch because you have nothing to do today. That's what I think.
That's so inspirational. I love that advice. So
Thank you. I hope it helps.
I think it will. What's been your favorite role so far, and what would you like to play?
Um, I'm very appreciative of everything I have accomplished, honestly. But the more I grow up, I grow older, the more I get to appreciate the experience of actually rehearsing and being on set, because I'm more aware of it. I'm more in the present and I don't focus so much on how is this going to look and what is my next project going to be. So that has brought to my attention wonderful people, and the way I have engaged with them, like Agelos Frazis, who is a brilliant director. He did Ευτυχία. That's his most famous project, and he's done amazing, amazing cinema. And we did together The Law of Murphy, and he gave me a part that has two sides, different sides to it. So it's like playing two different characters, and I really enjoyed that process. And also, for my latest work, I really love the parts I've done with Vasilis Kekatos, like in Milky Way and in his film Our Wildest Days, because they were so extremely different characters from what I am. And I think it's so valuable and priceless when a director sees past your appearance or your actual character, because he knows me very well. He's a friend of mine, and he just pushes you to your potential, and you get to do that. So I think I'm very cautious of what I choose to do next, because I want to feel that I'm doing something interesting, that I'm learning and I'm evolving, and I don't want to be trapped in the Mediterranean beauty
Right.
typecast. Um, so I try to just, go to the edge, even if it's a part that is just two scenes.
Right.
But it's a great part that helps me transform and figure something else out about myself. I would go that way.
Right.
This is my conscious choice.
Right. You've done an amazing job doing that, because I'm sure, when you played the role of the Bond girl, you might think, oh, I fit into that box, that stereotypical Mediterranean beauty, but you've really evolved your career into so many transformative roles where it's amazing that you break out into different parts of who you are, not just how beautiful you are on the outside, but on the inside. So,
Thank you so much. You're very kind. I'm trying. And that comes with a cost, because I could be working all the time and like being on TV and do like something that is stereotypical. Um which I don't, the parts that are offered to me, and there's something like that, I don't take it lightly. I'm very grateful, but it's not where I want to see myself. So there's a cost to that, because you work a lot less, or maybe you do smaller parts because they can't really see you.
mhm.
They would get a main character that is that character, they would get someone that looks the part.
Right.
But I'm working on it, and I'm here to, accomplish it, and I think I will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're charting a
Mm.
career, really, as opposed to just getting a job, which is a very important step in any person's evolution in whatever profession they're in, is to understand that it's really about setting a career for yourself and not just about the immediate job. I think
Mm.
but it costs
Yes.
an actor a great deal because you may not work or you may take the smaller role. But as they've said, there are no small roles, just small people.
Yes, I believe that too. I believe that too. And I think you should always be, loyal to whatever makes you happy and makes your heart skip a bit. So a beat. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
So, speaking of heart, tell us about your work with animals and the animal shelter that you co-founded.
Okay, so I've always loved animals. I really admire them and respect them. They give a lot into my life. I think they have shaped me as a person, and I hear people and like the people that I love saying that what defines me as a person is my sensitivity and empathy and generosity in a way. And I really hope that is true. But I feel that what has cultivated that, if it is true, and I hope it is my relationship with animals, growing up with animals. Because we are an animal loving family. And there's a huge problem at the same time with strays in Greece, and a lot of stray cats and a lot of stray dogs. And things are starting to change for the past like 3, 4 years, but we have a long, long, long way to go, especially in other smaller parts of Greece that is not Athens. Um, and I've always wanted to have an animal shelter, be able to help. And then life brought me that angel called Katrina, who is one of my best friends. And she had the same love for animals. And we had the space through her family's business. There was a lot of space behind their business, and we would find stray animals and like dogs and cats, and we would take care of them, get them to the vet, and then try to rehome them amongst friends. So we decided to share the budget, the starting budget, and create a little shelter. This is how our shelter is called. It's called a little shelter. It's been 7, 8 years now, and it's the biggest shelter in Greece. It's like the most famous
Wow.
shelter in Greece now.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's right outside Athens. It's in Kapandriti, close to Kapandriti,
I
with a
have to
lot of love.
visit.
You have to visit,
Oh
please,
my
please, whenever
goodness.
you come. Yes, we would
Okay.
love that. And of course, it's not just us, it's our team and the people that have supported us over the years, and all those wonderful people that have decided to adopt from us, because the point is not for us animals to be, come to the shelter and stay there forever, is for them to find a home so they can be happy and live the life that they deserve with a loving family, and for us to get more dogs and cats and help as many animals as we can. And I remember the first year that we started, which was a very difficult year, and then you had wildfires around Athens, as it happens per usual every summer, and the panic and the fact that we had gotten so many more animals that we could not really support on our own. But the first year, we counted more than 400 animals that had found their forever home through us. And we were like, okay, this is why we do it. It's worth it. Apart from the heartbreak and everything else, this is why we do it. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
if
And I think,
anyone wants to adopt, a little shelter is where they should come
yes,
and see
absolutely. Or
if
any
they're
shelter, to be
any
honest, or any shelter, to be honest. The point is to adopt, and we are lucky enough to have a certain type of visibility now, but there's so many smaller shelters in Greece with lovely animals that are looking for their home. So just adopt, don't shop.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Your eyes sparkle a little differently when you talk about it.
Yeah.
And so we've reached the last question. You've been more than gracious with your time. Here it
Thank
is.
you.
If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Mm, well, I would like to, if it's something that I would like to envision myself as, would be joy. But I'm not that. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to get as a person. I don't know. I would say resilience for sure.
Very important. Very,
Mhm.
very important. And I love it. Well, thank you for joining us today, Tonia. You've been absolutely great.
It's been an honor, and you're both very beautiful and beautiful souls. Thank you for doing this, and I really do wish you all the best with everything you do. And yeah, I will, whenever you come to Athens, I would love to meet you in person.
Thank you.
Me
If,
too.
if you've enjoyed our conversation and would like to learn more about the Hellenic Film Society and Greek film, please visit our website at www.hellenicfilmusa.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Tonia.